Every winter, good construction companies do something that makes absolutely no sense. They borrow money, lay off great employees, or drain their savings account for a problem they knew was coming a year in advance.
Here's what kills me. Winter isn't a surprise. It happens every single year, right on schedule, like your mama's Sunday dinner. Yet contractors treat it like some kind of black swan event, as if Mother Nature just now invented cold weather.
Today, I'm going to show you how Profit First for Commercial Construction, PFCC, fixes this feast or famine nightmare with something we call the drip buffer.
It's simple. It's construction specific, and it works with your actual cash rhythm instead of against it.
I'm Wade Carpenter, CPA for contractors, and if you're tired of December panic attacks, stay with me for the next 10 minutes.
Let's talk about what's really happening here. You run a solid operation 9 months out of the year. Revenue flows, crews stay busy, cash looks healthy. Then November hits, the weather turns, and suddenly you're staring at a 3-month canyon in your cash flow. Most contractors know this is coming. They see it in their rearview mirror every single year. But here's what they do. They wait until the hole opens up. Then they scramble. They cut payroll. They beg the bank for a line of credit at terrible rates. And this is the worst one. They raid the emergency fund they've been building for actual emergencies. Original Profit first teaches you to save money twice a month, on the 10th and 25th, and build up a vault for emergencies. That's solid advice for a law firm or a consulting practice. But construction? That system fits construction about as well as a square peg in a round hole. Why? Because your payroll runs weekly, not twice monthly. Your revenue swings from $200,000 in July to $40,000 in January, and your cash gets trapped in retainage for months, while you're still expected to make payroll every Friday. PFCC fixes this with 3 key upgrades. A dedicated drip account for seasonal smoothing, separate from your emergency reserves. Weekly allocation rhythm aligned to your actual payroll cycle. And retainage-aware buffer floors that account for cash you've earned but can't spend. Think of your cash reserves like a 3-tank water system on a ranch. Tank 1. Tier 1. This holds 1 to 2 months of operating expenses, your immediate working cushion. It's the water you use every day to keep things running. Tank 2. Tier 2. This holds 2 to 4 months of OpEx. This is your serious reserve. You don't touch this for daily operations. You fill this before you hire new crews, buy equipment, or expand your footprint. It's load-bearing, just like a foundation before you start framing. Tank 3. Emergency Vault. This is sacred. It's your catastrophic reserve for lawsuits, equipment failures, market collapse. It doesn't get touched for seasonal bumps, only real disasters. Now here's where PFCC gets smart. Between your peak month surplus and your slow month needs, you install a drip line, a seasonal buffer that meters cash into your OpEx and payroll accounts during predictable slow periods. You fill the drip during good times. It feeds your operations during lean times. And it does all this without touching your real emergency fund. That's the genius. Separation. Your drip smooths seasonal bumps. Your vault stays ready for true catastrophes. Let's do the math right quick, because this is simpler than most contractors make it. Pull out a napkin and write down monthly OpEx plus payroll, let's say $100,000. Slow months per year, 3 months. December, January, February. Average revenue drop, $40,000 per month. Total seasonal gap, 3 months times $40,000 equals $120,000. That last number, that's your minimum drip target. You need to pre-fund at least $120,000 during your peak months so you can meter it out during your slow months. Now here's where PFCC separates OpEx from JobEx. OpEx is your overhead, rent, insurance, salaries, truck payments, the stuff that has to get paid whether you're working or not. JobEx is job costs, labor, materials, subs, equipment rental tied to specific projects. Your drip buffer is built to protect OpEx and core payroll, not JobEx. Why? Because during slow months, your JobEx naturally drops with reduced project activity. But your OpEx, that keeps coming like clockwork. So you set your floors based on OpEx, and you meter your drip to cover the gap between what revenue actually comes in and what OpEx actually requires. Simple math, predictable solution. Now let's build this thing properly with foundations that can carry the load. Step 1. Calculate your seasonal gap. Look at 3 years of revenue data. Identify your reliable slow months. Don't guess, measure. Quantify the monthly cash shortfall. That's your starting point. Step 2. Set your buffer floors using PFCC's 3-tier system. Tier 1 floor. 1 to 2 months of OpEx. This is your near-term cushion. If you're conservative, go closer to 2 months. If your backlog is solid, 1 month might work. Tier 2 floor. 2 to 4 months of OpEx total. Here's where PFCC gets serious. You need explicit 2 to 4 month floors before you even think about major hiring, equipment purchases, or expansion. No floors, no growth. Simple as that. Tier 3, your emergency vault. Keep this separate and sacred. It's for when life throws you a real curveball. Lawsuits, major equipment failure, market collapse. Step 3, adjust for retainage reality. Here's where PFCC shows its construction DNA. If your market typically withholds 10% retainage for 4 months after substantial completion, that's cash you've earned but can't spend. You need extra cushion to cover that exposure. Quick math. If you bill $100,000 per month and 10% sits in retainage for 4 months, you're always $40,000 short of what you've actually earned. PFCC says add a retainage cushion proportional to your exposure. More retainage plus longer delays equals bigger buffer floors. It's not complicated, it's proportional. So here's how this all comes together in PFCC. During peak months, every week, not twice a month, but every week, you allocate incoming receipts to your accounts. Profit, tax, owner's pay, OpEx, JobEx. After you fund those core buckets, but before you get fancy with discretionary spending, you push excess into your drip account. You keep funding the drip until you hit your seasonal target and your tiered floors. Once those are met, then you redirect surplus to additional profit distributions or debt reduction. During slow months, you release a fixed amount every week from your drip into OpEx and payroll. If you need an extra $40,000 per month during 3 slow months, that's $10,000 per week. You set it, you stick to it, and you let the math handle the rest. The beauty? It's already decided. No emergency meetings. No begging the bank. No cutting good crews because you didn't plan ahead. Floor discipline matters. If your drip approaches a floor, you cut expenses, reduce activity, defer maintenance, pause hiring before you touch the emergency vault. The vault stays sacred. After slow season, when strong months return, you rebuild that drip immediately. You adjust targets for any changes in backlog, pricing, or retainage timing. Next winter is only 12 months away. Don't get caught unprepared twice.
Here's the bottom line. You can't stop winter. You can't control the weather. You can't control when owners hold retainage. But you can control whether those things become a financial emergency. Contractors who survive every year aren't luckier than everybody else. They simply planned before they needed the money.
Fund a drip during good times. Meter it out during slow times. Keep your floors intact. And never ever confuse seasonal smoothing with emergency reserves. Stop dancing the feast or famine two-step. Build your buffers, set your floors, and let the system work. Your crews will thank you. Your banker will respect you. And you'll sleep better knowing winter doesn't have to mean layoffs. If you want the full blueprint for the system, including exact account structures, allocation percentages, and retainage multipliers, grab a copy of Profit First for Commercial Construction on Amazon. Or head over to profitfirstconstruction.com and schedule a call with our team. We help contractors implement this system every single day.
If you found this helpful, subscribe, because every week we're taking another piece of construction finance and making it practical, simple, and immediately useful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.